Oh, man. It's just,
Yeah.
Taiwan's parliament is
Oh, tell me about it.
just a mess right now.
It's
And it's a little disheartening. Yeah, I used to work as a parliamentary assistant, and seeing what's happening in the legislative Yuan,
Yeah.
it's really concerning.
Oh.
It makes me wonder about the future of democracy in Taiwan.
right.
But we've got some news articles here
Yeah.
about some recent events, and
Yeah.
I thought we could kind of dive into those and see
Sure.
what happened, and
I think that's a great idea.
maybe find some
Yeah.
maybe a glimmer of hope in all this chaos.
Yeah. I hope so.
So these articles really paint
Yeah.
a vivid picture of what happened on December 16th.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it sounds like it was pure chaos.
It really does.
I mean, KMT lawmakers
Yeah.
were literally blocking the doors of
Yeah.
the chamber,
Mm-hmm.
preventing DPP lawmakers from even entering. They were using chairs, tape, anything they could find
Yeah.
to barricade the doors.
It's incredible.
It's mind-boggling,
Yeah.
And the thing is,
Yeah.
they managed to push through this
Right.
amendment in just 3 minutes.
I know. That's just unbelievable.
3 minutes. It's not
Yeah.
even enough time to have a cup of coffee, let alone debate.
Yeah. I mean, forget debate. Just to
Yeah.
process what you're even looking at.
I mean, and this amendment
Yeah.
was to the Public Officials Election to Recall Act, right?
That's right.
Okay, so can you kind of walk us through what this amendment actually entails?
So this amendment, brought forth by KMT legislator Su Yu-chen,
Okay.
it introduces a really significant change to the process of recalling an official.
Yeah, okay.
Basically, the number of votes required to recall an official
Okay.
now has to be greater
Oh, wow.
than the number of votes they received when they were elected.
So even if, like, a majority of people want to recall an official,
Right. Yeah.
it might not be possible if the original election was like a landslide.
Exactly. That's exactly the concern.
That doesn't seem very democratic.
It does raise some serious questions
Yeah.
about fair representation and due process.
I mean, how can you
Yeah.
hold your elected officials accountable
Yes.
if it's practically impossible to recall them?
It seems like it would create a real sense of disconnect
Yeah.
between the electorate and their representatives.
Yeah.
And that's not healthy for any democracy.
It really isn't.
And I mean, to be fair, we need to acknowledge that
Right.
the KMT has defended this amendment.
Sure.
They've argued that it's necessary to protect elected officials from
Okay.
frivolous or politically motivated recall attempts.
Okay.
So they're framing it as
Yeah.
a way to ensure stability
Okay.
and prevent, kind of unnecessary disruption.
So it's kind of a shield against
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah, frivolous or
frivolous or like
vindictive.
politically motivated.
Right.
Oh.
So there's, obviously there's two sides to this
All right,
itself.
it's a complex issue, as always.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it's important
Yeah.
to consider both perspectives.
I remember when I was a parliamentary assistant,
Yeah.
debates could get pretty heated,
Mm-hmm.
but there was always this underlying sense of respect for the process,
Oh, yeah.
it seems like, with this incident.
Yeah.
That respect has kind of eroded.
Yeah. I think that's a valid concern.
So where do we go from here?
Well, the good news is
Okay.
this isn't the final word on the matter.
Okay.
The amendment still has to go through further stages of review.
Okay.
It will be examined by committees. There will be multiple readings.
Okay.
There's even the possibility of a presidential veto.
Okay. So there's still a chance for this to be
Yeah.
challenged or modified.
Right.
That's a little bit of a relief, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's important to remember that
Yeah.
these processes exist for a reason,
Yeah.
and they do offer opportunities for further scrutiny.
Yeah. And for
And for
public
being-
input as well.
Exactly.
I mean, this whole incident has
Right.
definitely sparked a lot of debate and outrage.
Yeah, people are fired up.
Yeah. People
Yeah.
are paying attention.
Yeah, people are paying attention.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good sign, right?
Yeah. It means that people care.
Yeah.
They're engaged.
It's like a wake-up call, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it.
Yeah, reminding people that they need to be vigilant, they need to be involved.
Right, because democracy isn't something that just
Yeah.
runs on autopilot.
No.
It requires active participation
Yeah.
from the citizens.
It's easy to get complacent when things
Yeah.
seem to be running smoothly.
Absolutely.
So maybe this is a good thing in a way.
Well, it's certainly forcing people
Yeah.
to confront some uncomfortable truths
Yeah, and
about the
what
fragility.
they think about of their democratic system.
Yeah, what they want for the future of Taiwan's democracy.
Exact.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
this whole thing has been pretty disheartening.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel
Yeah.
a little bit more hopeful knowing that
Mhm.
people are engaged,
Uh-huh.
that there are still opportunities
Right.
to challenge this amendment.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that democracy is a process. It's a journey.
It's definitely a work in progress.
Yeah. And it requires constant vigilance and participation.
And it's messy.
Yeah, it's messy, it's complicated,
Yeah.
but it's worth fighting for.
Absolutely.
So I guess the question for our listeners is, what are you going to do?
Right.
How are you going to channel this frustration into constructive action?
Right.
How are you going to work with lawmakers to ensure a more robust and resilient democratic system in Taiwan?
It's a big question.
It is a big question.
Yeah.
But it's one that we all need to be asking ourselves.
Yeah. I agree.
So thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
And let's all keep working towards a better future
Absolutely.
for Taiwan's democracy.
It's been a good discussion.
It has, thank you.